Are you a sick bastard? Find out as we take a look at Matt Shaw's Sick Bastard.
Welcome to the Velvet Crypt.
Come and get it. Hey everyone, I'm Autumn Amber, fellow narrator, and welcome to the Velvet Crypt. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at Matt Shaw's Sick Bastards. It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets zombie apocalypse, only so much worse. We're talking end of the world, radiation, cannibals, and a family dynamic that is so twisted that it's going to make you want to take a shower. I'm not kidding. We find ourselves in the middle of the United Kingdom after all hell breaks loose. There's no phones, no TV, no radio. There's nobody else. The world is so empty except for these beasts that are terrorizing the lands and the occasional looters. We find ourselves waking up with a family who doesn't remember anything. They don't remember who they are, they don't remember how old they are, and they don't remember anything prior to waking up. The only clue they have is a single family photo of them together. But even that, it still feels wrong sitting next to these individuals. Since they can't remember anything, including their names, they just ended up calling each other father, mother, brother, sister, and son and daughter, respectively. As the family of four exit out of the car that they found themselves in, they go ahead and enter the first house they see. And to their amazement, they find that it's fully stocked of food, and the original owners, just gone. So, as usual, Father takes on the leadership role and starts to put in some ground rules. Only one candle per room is to be lit. There are to be no fires for cooking, and you should never, ever go outside. Now, even though the electricity isn't available, they do find that the water is still flowing from the tap, which kind of gives this odd, creepy, fake normal feeling. But who's choosy at this point in time? Father has this us versus them mentality, which one would think you would need to have in order to survive these type of environments. And mother and sister, they seem to be okay with going along with it. But brother, on the other hand, he pushes back. He keeps saying that they can't live like this, like savages. They need to be with civilization. And they need to leave the house. Over the course of the days, weeks, months, they still can't remember anything. But strangely, Father remembers only one thing, and that's what happened prior to them waking up. He tells them it was one man's greed that caused the destruction of the world. And so there was a giant mushroom cloud, a huge blinding light that sent a shockwave through the world, knocking everybody out. And that's the reason why they can't remember anything. Brother has this continuous fear of the radiation. What if they're breathing it in? The odd yellow glow that one would normally see after the world has ended is no longer there. The world seems normal, so to speak, with blue skies and green grass. But what if they're still breathing it in? And the food supply, it's non existent. So, what are they going to do? And every now and then, there is a lone survivor that shows up. So, what occurs? What's for dinner? Homo sapien. Male or female variety. So, yeah, cannibalism, it's fully on the menu. Cannibalism is no longer just an idea, it's a full-blown reality, and Sick Bastards doesn't shy away from it. Now, I'm not going to get into the medical jargon of the real-life side effects and risks to eating human flesh, but this book shows just how wrong and corrosive this choice is, both physically and psychologically. Over time, Father finally makes the decision that him and brother will leave the house for a hunt to find something to eat. Except for there's just one problem. They come into smack dab to the thick of the woods where they meet one of the terrifying beasts. And they could tell it's human, sort of, but they're stronger, more twisted, and definitely a hell of a lot harder to kill. So they end up returning home, and Father decides, we're never leaving. We'll wait to be saved. Now, airplanes, they're seen flying overhead, rarely, but they're there. And you have to wonder, if someone actually shows up to help them, would Father see them as saviors? Or would he see them as that night's dinner? Layered on top of everything else, Brother finds himself in an incestuous relationship with his sister and eventually his mother. And even over the course of time, feeling connected to them in a familiar way just still feels off. And during this time, he's got to try to not make sister jealous by keeping his relationship with mother a secret, or at least not heard. And brother does feel guilty, but in this twisted world, somehow it feels natural to him. The whole father, mother, brother, sister dynamic just starts to sound more and more off as you continue reading. And while mother always tends to just go along with whatever father has to say, sister is playing both sides, brother against father, fueling this constant war of stay in the house or go and see what's outside. On top of all that, the book keeps poking at the question, if society fully collapses, do we just end up becoming animals ourselves? Brother seems to be the only one that's trying to cling to what sane humanity there is left. And all the while, he's being made to believe that he's actually the sick bastard. So finally, eventually, he sets out on his own. And he comes across a lone survivor. So you would think that there would be this glimmer of hope that humanity is going to win over. But once they reach his home, he panics and ends up killing the individual. Fear took hold. Then, because of this event, the family dynamic just seems to ramp up. Brother is starting to question and voice the logic of what happens if nobody else comes by? Is him or sister safe from father? Would mother go along with it? And everybody seems to be strangely okay with the idea of letting brother go if he doesn't fall in line. After another argument with father, brother finds himself out in the world again on a second outing. All the while, he's obsessing over breathing in radiation, even though the atmosphere doesn't look like it's around anymore. And he's hiding from the monsters. Then he starts to think, are these beasts products of the fallout or something else? He comes across another home, and in there he finds a deceased elderly couple. And with further investigation, notices it's a murder-suicide, which once again sends him spiraling. Is their end a result of breathing in the radiation, or is it just another couple that couldn't handle being in the apocalypse? And would his family end up having this same end? Now, brother does get another glimmer of hope when he finds another sole survivor, but it's quickly snuffed out when that survivor becomes dinner for a monster. Meanwhile, back at home, the relationship between father and sister becomes more and more awkward. His disgust for brother grows even more. It's like the whole family is rotting from the inside out. He runs as fast as he can to safety and finds himself face to face with a tall wall. As nimbly as he can, he climbs over and sees a sign that says Zone B. Cautiously, he jumps down, and as he walks, he's surrounded by cabins, some filled with cages, others with monitors that still show scenes, and files are scattered all around. As he goes deeper in the zone, he starts to become debilitated with these headaches. Are these withdrawal symptoms? Or is something wearing off? As he continues, you have to wonder, who was brother really? What happened to Zone B? And should he keep going? Should he turn back? Can he save his family? Or should he?
Voices on the altar.
I'm a sucker for accents, especially a Scottish one. So choosing Chris Barnes for Sick Bastards is perfection, not only for transporting us to the United Kingdom, but the sound of his voice is age undefined, which helps the listener experience not knowing how old brother is, much like the character himself. As Chris announces each chapter, he gives brother a tone of desperation, almost like the increasing in fear of each day passing. His pacing is steady and purposeful. He had me wondering, would I react the same as brother, or would it break my sanity? This is not a cozy apocalypse. This is mean, bleak, perverse, and if zombies freak you out, this is turned up to an 11 with cannibalism and incest sprinkled on top. If highly gory Texas Chainsaw Massacre and twisted family dynamics is delectably twisted for you, Sick Bastards will definitely scratch that itch. Just don't read it before eating dinner. I give this story an 8 out of 10. Now, I do have to say that it did lose 2 points because I was gutted by the character's decision in the end. But then I found out that there was a second and third book. So now I am frustrated in the best way because that choice suddenly doesn't feel like bad writing. It's more like we're not done suffering yet. Until next time, good night.